Hi, my name is Hennessy. I just want to thank you for considering me for the show. As you can tell, the lighting is kind of bad, so it's not the best in here. So I'm going to answer some of the questions that you asked me to answer about this. One of which is, why did I become a hairdresser? It was something that as a young age, I always did everyone's hair. I never thought that I would actually make a career out of it. But when it came time for me to start choosing a career, something that I loved was that I wasn't stuck in a cubicle the rest of my life. I was constantly out moving around, meeting new people, doing different things, being creative, and that's something that you don't get to do with a lot of other careers. From the area that I grew up in, I didn't ever really feel that accepted. But with doing hair, and the school that I went to and everything else, I was surrounded by mostly women, so I felt really, really accepted. And I'm very glad that I chose this career. Another reason I like this career is the fact that the sky is the limit. You can go from making $10,000 a year, or you can make $300,000 a year. And I really love that I can make people feel better about themselves by making their hair more beautiful. Another question is, why would I be great for the show? I think I'm great for the show because I'm fun. I have an interesting life. I have a fun, energetic personality that everyone's kind of drawn to. I always have people that's kind of drawn to my personality. I have a lot of friends, and I think I'd be, I personally think I'd just be great for the show, and I would be willing to work as hard as possible or do anything in my power to make the show a success. In my free time, as far as night goes, I love to go out with my friends, get drinks, go to clubs, get into all sorts of shenanigans. During my time off work, during the day, I work out a lot because I've lost a lot of weight and I have to keep off the weight that I've lost. As far as it goes, I go hiking a lot. I go running a lot. I'm always out just exploring different things around the city. I'm new to LA still, so I love to go and explore and just people watch. Or sometimes I go to the beach and just sit on the beach and watch out in the waves or the surfers. A recent funny story. There's so many of these, I don't even know where to start. Of the recent crazy things happen to me. I always joke that, I always say to my friends, does this happen to anyone else? Really? It's just on a daily basis. I must draw in the crazies from LA. Just the other day, I was walking out of work, walking across the street, and this homeless guy who has a can of Steel Reserve in his hand, stumbling around, he starts yelling at me, and I'm trying to get away from him. Well, I was standing there waiting on the bus on the way to go home from work, and he continues to keep yelling at me, and he starts screaming that I killed his friends, and they try to stab him on the corner of La Brea and Santa Monica the night before, and he kept following around everywhere. So everyone out there was kind of blocking it from me, and then finally this old Russian lady just started screaming at him, and he started yelling back and forth with her, and it just got completely out of control. I was so scared. I almost called 911, but thank God the bus came and I was safe. Another thing, just last night, I was walking home, and it was kind of late at night on Santa Monica, right outside my street, and there's a mailbox there, and beside it is the basket that the mailman carries the stuff in, sitting there, and I was walking, this homeless guy screams at me and throws the mail basket at me on the side, and I'm like, what the hell? But like I said, there's so many crazy things that happen. I don't know where to start with that. I hope I went in the right direction as you wanted. The last time I cried was probably earlier this week. Sometimes I just kind of get upset. I kind of miss my old life that I used to have. Not that my old life was great, but I had a good job. I built up a clientele. I had a nice car, nice place, and I had tons of friends, and I could just do whatever I wanted. I had a ton of fun. In LA, I'm sure I'll have that soon, but it's just going to take a little while to get back on my feet again and be able to do what I want and go shopping whenever I want to. So I do kind of miss my old life that I had there in Columbus, but I'm ready for this to be better here. But that night, I had had a long day, and I was just in bed, and I was just tired and just kind of upset, so I cried a little bit about that. As far as the last time that I yelled at someone, so it's kind of bad. the last weekend, the Saturday night, I had been out drinking on it with my friends. We probably drank way too much, and I came home, and I had went to bed. Well, a little bit after being in bed, my friend called me. He was drunk to drive home, so I told him to come over, and I ran a parking pass down to him, and then he could stay. Well, my roommate, I was being drunk and kind of rude, and I knocked on his door and opened the door and was asking for the parking pass, and he was just grumpy because he just woke up. I just woke him up, and we kind of got into a little bit of argument about the thing, and I slammed the door, and from there it escalated, and he called me a stupid fucker. So I went off the handle. I was just a drunk mess. It was something at the Bad Girls Clubhouse. I was running around the house, screaming and yelling, being on his door, telling him I hated him and everything else. It was just something out of a movie. It was out of control. I felt so bad. And he was running the house yelling, and my friends were just screw this, and just left and said, screw the parking pass, we're driving home. But as far as guy friends versus girlfriends, I would say that I have a lot more guy friends. I would say that some of my best friends that I've had since I was a kid are girls. But I think that living in West Hollywood, I'm surrounded by guys for the most part, and so I kind of connect more with guys versus girls. Girls, they have other things going on in their life. They're looking for, at my age, they're looking for husbands. They're looking for things like that, where they don't always want to go hang out with their gay friend and go to the gay bar or do things like that. So I find that in my age group, I would get along more with guys now, and it definitely shows. As far as a celebrity client, there's so many celebrities that I would love to do their hair. Probably the one that stands out the most would be Lindsay Lohan. And the reason I say that is because I love Lindsay Lohan. She's one of my favorite celebrities because you never know what she's going to be doing, or she's always in the tabloids, bring tons of press for me doing her hair. And her hair is never the same. I would never get bored doing her hair. Say someone like Britney Spears, it's the same thing all the time. And her hair never really looks that good. For Lindsay Lohan, her hair is constantly changing. She goes from dark to red to blonde. I would never get bored with it. I would have tons of fun doing it and get tons of press for it. My relationship status right now, I am single, but I have been seeing the same guy for 2 months now. Recently, he made sure to know that we both don't want a relationship right now, but we do enjoy each other's company for the time being. So I hope I answered the questions correctly that you wanted, and I hope that you consider me for the show. Thank you so much.